Um, there comes a time when you have to accept things. There comes a time when you have to accept things. And this, unfortunately, is one of those times when Chelsea have to accept what is a very painful defeat. Oh, guys, by the way, Aston Villa just defeated Man United. Just want to put that out there. So, yes, Villa just defeated Man United. I repeat, Aston Villa just defeated Man United. Yes. So at least there's some respite there. Guys, so we're going to break this down. We're going to break this down because there are so many different levels with which to try to understand what has just happened and the level of defeat that Chelsea just received. So I'm going to say a few words and I'm going to be very real. Where should we start? So let's start here. The way this game went is how Pep wanted the final to go. Almost exactly the way this game went is how Pep wanted the final to go. And it just shows you the arrogant stupidity of Pep Guardiola, because it's like this could have been the UCL final. This could definitely have been the Champions League final. Of course, Chelsea, I just felt, played particularly badly in this game. But the way in which City controlled the ball, used the ball, but specifically how hard they worked without the ball and how difficult they made it for Chelsea is something that he would have foreseen. So this was sort of a blueprint of how he saw the UCL final to go. And I've got to be real here. I can't mince words and so forth. City deserved to win this game. Like, I think at halftime, I was like, okay, City are the better team, but no shots on target. City raised their game, Chelsea didn't. And when you look at the context of overall 90 minutes, Man City controlled the game for 90 minutes. For 80% of the game that we just saw, Man City completely dominated Chelsea. And whenever you view that, you say to yourself, is it a case of where City were just better or Chelsea were particularly bad? At a point, I could say Chelsea were particularly bad. I mean, guys were crap. Kante is my guy. Mbani, I hope you're here. Mbani, I hope you're here. Kante is my guy. I love Kante. Obviously, guys, we've got to be brutally honest here. Kante had a bad game. And it's not even that Kante had a bad game. City made Kante have a bad game. And Man City's work without the ball and how Pep tactically set these guys up without the ball made a lot of Chelsea guys look very ordinary. As in, this has to rank as probably the worst performance under Tuchel. Taking everything into account, this must have to rank as I don't think I've seen them play worse, because it was a case in which they were restricted to just long balls. Long balls, just boom, long balls. Like, there was so little confidence or ability that any Chelsea player had with the ball that they resulted in just moving the ball up. Every single time they had the ball, they got dispossessed, they lost the ball, and there was no imagination. Not a single individual could take it upon themselves to be like, fine, I've got 2-3 guys on me. I still have the confidence to be able to turn around, switch through, and still say what's up. Nobody could. Nobody was able to do that. But I've got to keep it real, man. It's like, look, first half I was like, where this guy's going, and I think that's what really quality teams do. That's Man City. They built upon the foundation the first half and they took it to the next level in the second half. Now, yes, the goal was a deflection, but for me, I look at matches on a macro level. City forced Chelsea to play their game and totally control them. Because my thing is that, look, this was I would have still played Werner. 100%. 10 times out of 10. This was the game that was built for Timo Werner. But little did I know, or maybe I forgot, just how bad of a football player this guy is. Anytime he received the ball, this guy lost the ball. Every time he got the ball, misplaced control, misplaced possession, and he'll keep on getting dispossessed. So there was nothing sticking to this freaking dude. So, and I think this is where Pep Guardiola obviously prepared for Timo Werner, because he was like, we are not going to allow this guy any space. So as soon as Chelsea were in transition, they said, Werner, somebody was on him, play with your back to goal. And I know that Timo Werner, because he has no upper body strength, couldn't play with his back to goal. But it's like, for Man City, I just think that you, especially in the second half, see, first half, you saw they found it hard to break down Chelsea. They controlled the possession, they controlled Chelsea, but they found it hard. Second half, you saw that they were now passing with intent. And once the City team passes with some intent and they're very aggressive in how they attack you, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's tough, and they're a very good team. They're a very good team indeed. So um this is because when you lose like this, you have to ask questions to yourself. Because even building up here, I was like, because I saw some things in the Aston Villa game that had me worried. I was like, bro, things are looking dodgy. Things are looking dodgy. But little did I believe that this team would put forth such a wretched, horrible performance. Because guys, let's not mince words. Then they're all here, man. All the guys. Let's mince words. It was a beat. Like, for me, I'll give it to now. All I'll say is this, because I know that MC Nats and all you guys will say this stuff. All I'll say is this: at least Chelsea beats Man City when it's mattered. That's all I'll say. At least Chelsea beats Pep when it's mattered. Because at the end of the day, it's still early days in the Premier League. It's still early days in the Premier League. There's still a long way to go. But who has the Champions League trophy? Who won the UCL final? That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that who won that Champions League final? Because I know that the trophy that Pep wanted the most was the Champions League trophy, and we denied them. So at least I have that to hold on to. But I'll keep it real. Chelsea played badly, bro. And my thing, that's all because you're being pressed and guys are surrounding you. That is no excuse not to be able to utilize the ball, use the ball, drift the ball around, and so forth. So the poor usage of the ball, I put it on Chelsea. I put it on a poor display of players. Jorginho was wasteful. Kovacic, wasteful. Kante had a bad game. Marcus Alonso was doing some crazy stuff. I didn't even know what the hell the guy was doing. I would have loved to see how the game would have been if Rhys James was there. Lukaku isolated. Lukaku was isolated. Although there were a few opportunities where Lukaku could have controlled the ball a little bit better, but he was isolated. He was isolated, man. And I'm just trying to comprehend that, because I believed that the way City would set up, Chelsea would be able to beat them in the transition. So that's what I'm trying to comprehend and understand. So when I look back and say, okay, how did this go wrong? How were Chelsea, who I knew could be comfortable defensively, and where we had for City to break them down, how did Chelsea's transitional game flop so badly? And that's where I say that, yes, City worked well without the ball. 100%. City had a great defensive game. I'm not going to deny that. They had a great defensive game. Chelsea were bad. They were bad. Because I expected a higher level of usage on the ball with guys in possession. Kante is better than that. Kovacic is better than that. That's what I expect from Gigi. But for Kovacic and for Kante, you are better than that. Not to keep losing the ball so easily when you receive it. Bro, that's bad. So I just think that, look, it's humbling. It's humbling because there is no way to twist it. There's no way to go around them. And Chelsea got beat. Because beyond just the scoreline, from this is just what is so damning. It's from a tactical point of view. This was Pep's revenge. Tuchel got him in that UCL final. He got him bad. He got him bad. He beat his ass in the UCL final. But here, and this is where I always criticize, I think Pep did his homework. He did his research. He studied Chelsea's danger men. He studied how Chelsea play, and he nullified them. And that is the key. That's where you have to give the dub to the manager. Man City nullified Chelsea. They made them look extremely ordinary. And it resulted to Chelsea playing wretched crap football based on how good City were without the ball. All right. iTest Merchant says, that was a win for football versus anti-football. iTest Merchant, I know that's cool, but iTest Merchant, you need to tell me who are the Champions League winners. So iTest, just tell me in the live chat, I'll look for it. So just tell me, I know that's cool, but who are the Champions League winners though? Who won? Who has the Champions League trophy? Just please tell me this, and then I'll get back to you. Please. Just please tell me who has the Champions League trophy. Thank you. From LT. From LT. From LT says 10 at the back, pack the boss losers. Blue West Brom. MC, who has the Champions League trophy? MC, congratulations. You got the win. Well done with the win. Does this give you the trophy? I don't think it does. And congrats, you had the win. Now, if Loftus-Cheek started the game, it would be a different game. If Loftus-Cheek started the game, it would be a different game because Loftus-Cheek did more in the freaking 50 minutes he had than everyone else on that pitch. The only guys who can say what's up for that Chelsea guys are Loftus-Cheek and your boy Mendy. That's it. Everyone else was garbage. But that's fine. But MC, please answer me. Who has the UCL trophy? I know how much you won the UCL trophy. So who has the freaking UCL trophy? That's what I say. Who has the UCL trophy? Detroit Rock City says, HH, please put some respect on Pep's name. Put some respect on Pep's name. All right, look. Here's what I'll say. For Pep, congrats. You did your thing. Like, I'll be real with you. Pep showed up. Pep showed up. He did his thing, man. I'm not gonna lie. He did his thing. And I think that this was a game in which, as I said again, this is what he wanted the UCL final to be. From how well they used the ball in the second half, how they nullified Lukaku, Werner, how they dispossessed Kante, how they took Chelsea's midfield game out, how they took Chelsea's possession game out. This was a perfect game from Pep. So 100%, yes. But Deja Rock said, I'll say to you that why didn't he do this in the UCL final? Which is what is so mind-boggling. Because this is how I thought the UCL final game would go. And who does he play? He plays Rodri. He plays a freaking DM. So my thing is that why didn't he do this in the UCL final? But 100%, this was a Pep masterclass. This was a Pep masterclass in tactics, and I hold my hands up. Like, I'm not going to hate. Now, I'm happy with the Champions League. I know who are the UCL winners. I know who won the Champions League. But 100%, I'm not going to hate. I'm not going to hate. From Nello M, HH, you never learn. Put some respect. I never learned what, though? I never learned. We have to understand, we never learn what? Chelsea are still the Champions League winners. That doesn't change anything. This doesn't change the fact that Chelsea are the Champions League winners and they beat City in the UCL final. That doesn't change anything. So, from Jay Jokin, are you a United fan? Hold up. I think you're a United fan. What did I tell you about Mark Henry's first touch? Wait, hold up. Wait right there. Jay Jokin, wait right there. Can you explain this for me? Jay Jokin, I need you just to explain this to me real quick, bro. Can you explain this for me? If you can, Jay Jokin, just explain this for me. And I promise to get back to you. So, Jay Jokin, I know you're a United fan, but can you please explain that image to me? I would love for you to explain that image to me. So if you can, please explain that image to me. Thank you. And I think it was at your crib. So shout out to you, bro. So let me just get some other dubs and then I'll get deeper into this because I am going to talk. I'm going to touch on United as well. So where are we at, man? Okay. From King Gabani, man. Thank you for the dub. King Gabani says, CMC will definitely win the league. I saw what I needed to see. Lukaku is that guy. Just needs service, for God's sake. City had the ball but didn't dominate. Umbani. This is where we have to keep it real, bro. See, Umbani, I would have agreed with you in the first half. I'd have agreed with you in the first half. But Umbani, when you look at the whole concept of the game, Umbani, we got beat. Now we have the Champions League, but Umbani, we got beat. You see, there comes a time when you have to be harsh and brutal, specifically if you want your team to improve and do better. And Umbani, this team needs to improve. Because I saw this in the first half against Tottenham, and we saw this against Aston Villa. This team needs to improve. This team definitely needs to improve. So Mbani and bro, come on. Like, I have not seen enough in the last 3 games to say that this team is going to win the league. No. This team drastically needs improvements, and this could be a great wake-up call because this game, Chelsea got beat. Performance-wise, tactically, they got beat. So you can say, of course, hardly any 7 to Lukaku. Of course, Timo Werner is garbage, complete gutter trash. But they got beat. Pep did his thing. Like, I'm not going to lie. He did his thing, bro. From your boy, what the hell, man? Okay. So, sorry, MC... From King Bunny again, King Bunny says, Alonso is the Antichrist. Fraud offensively. Cheek is coming. I want to see a 3 of Cheek, Kova, and Kante. Jorginho is a fraud as usual. Lukaku is good. Umbani, I don't think this is the game in which to preach about Lukaku. I don't think. Again, look, he didn't have much service, so he was not really in this game too much. But Loftus-Cheek has to start. I don't care. The fact that Loftus-Cheek did more and showed more confidence on the ball in the few minutes he was in means that he has to start. Because for me, I'm told like Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic, bro, those guys were a no-show. Kovacic somewhat came much more in the game in the second half, but they were no-show. City shut them down. City's pressing game shut down. That's midfield. And you needed somebody with a bit of balls to say what's up. And that is what your boy Loftus-Cheek was. So for me, for sure, Loftus-Cheek has to start. 100% he has to start. Arbogdabra says, Timms is back, HH. Werner, best player today. Arbogdabra, unless you're sniffing raw, uncut cocaine, you must be smoking reefer if you think that Werner was Chelsea's best player was between Mendy and Loftus-Cheek. I would say Mendy overall. I think overall Mendy was the best because remember, Mendy was beat by a deflection. That was a deflection. So let's keep it real. Your boy Havertz dribbled around Ederson, did an elastical pass Ederson and put it through. That was a deflection. it was not a clean goal. So let's keep it real. Chelsea, yes, they lost and so forth. They got beat by a deflection. So MT and Natsa, can you please score a clean goal? Can you please score a freaking clean goal? That's what I want. Can you please score a freaking clean goal? Now Tim is not back. He didn't have service. Relax. Wasn't his greatest games, but relax. Chill. From 7625, he says, bro, Manu is effing hard to watch. Pseudo big club. Kindly reminder for people that Man United lost to Aston Villa 1-0 at home. I'll say it again. Kindly reminder that Man United, who had Cristiano Ronaldo starting, lost to Aston Villa 1-0 at home. I am going to speak about that. I'm going to speak about that tonight. Kindly reminder that Man United are at home with Ronaldo lost 1-0. The longer Ole Gunnar Solskjaer stays in the job, the better. From Casey, man, thank you for the job. Casey says, should have been 4-0. Lukaku crap as usual. Kante, a smile tackle merchant, an enemy of proper football. Havertz and Werner, the German frauds, disgrace. Guys, can I remind people that Casey is a Barcelona fan? So Casey is a Barcelona fan. So Casey, as a Barcelona fan, you have no right to speak badly about the UCL winners. Okay, do you know what a UCL is? It's something you've not come close to since 2015. We won it this year. We won it this year. So how about you worry about Levante? You worry about Levante and you worry about Benfica. Because we're going to talk. I'm going to be watching the Levante's game tomorrow, and I'm going to be watching Benfica Wednesday because I'm going to watch. So worry about that. And we'll worry about trying to keep that UCL trophy. Look, Casey, I'll make calls. If you want to see the UCL trophy, call me. Call me. If you want to see the UCL trophy, call me. But with regards to what you're saying, though, it's not. It shouldn't have been. No, it was 1-0. What do you mean by it should have been 4-0? It was 1-0. 1-0 was 1-0. It was a 1-0 game. So Lukaku didn't have the greatest game. I'd admit that. Kante did not have a good game. I'll admit it. Kante did not have a good game. And my thing is, Chelsea, look, guys, it was a bad day at the office. I hold my hands up. Chelsea did not play well, and City played better than Chelsea. It happens. It happens. Okay, it happens. Chill. It's okay. We see it before, but guys, this is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So relax. From Vinesh Umnithan, who is to blame? Ole or missed chances? Opinion. You can put it on both. Because if you have missed chances, the players must do better. But I'm sorry, if you have Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, Cristiano Ronaldo, and you're at home to Aston Villa, you should be beating them. You should be beating them. And for me, no matter what, the buck will always stop with the manager. If you have the level of players that you have in that team, and that is what you do, the buck has to stop with the manager. So for me, yes, you blame missed chances, but more so the manager has to take the bulk of the blame. From Rahul Kane says, Lukaku turned into a wallet and went into Diaz's pocket. He wasn't given any service. He wasn't given any service. So I don't know how you're saying that he turned into his pocket. He wasn't given any service. If he was given service, maybe if the midfield would do better, maybe something would happen. If Timo Werner, who is the guy that supports him, could actually hold up the freaking ball, maybe something could have happened. That's what I'm saying. Maybe something could have happened. From all right, let's hit these other ones, man. Look, guys, it's a loss, man. What can you say? It's a loss, man. What can you say? From King Gubani says, City ain't all that. We're doing the treble. Cheeks. Umbani, I am begging you. This is not time to start talking big. Umbani, I am begging you. That was a wretched performance. Umbani, we just saw the worst performance under Tuchel. Lick our wounds, go to the drawing board, and readdress things. Umbani, I don't want to hear any. After what I just saw today for 90 minutes, I don't want to hear any trouble talk. Right now, you go back, you rethink things, and you come back strong. And for me, look, City did their thing. It's going to be a nice, long, interesting season. City, you had your day, you did your thing. But Chelsea underperformed. And I am shocked and surprised by how badly Chelsea performed. Yes, City did your thing, but I expected more from Chelsea. From your boy LT, from your boy LT. LT says 0 shots on goal at home. Bin Laden for ball losers. LT, you are right. 0 shots on goal. That's embarrassing. That is shocking. And I said it's a very bad game from Chelsea, and I'm shocked by how bad Chelsea were. I'm shocked. It's bad. It's bad. But LT, you've still not answered me. Who has the Champions League, bro? That's also no. Like you have to answer. Like who has? No. Okay, LT. Let me ask you this: would you rather win a Premier League game in September or the UCL final? Please tell me. No, live chat. UCL final or a Premier League game in September? What would you rather win? From Amos K says, got levitated at the bridge. Officially LL. Amos, well, not levitation, it was 1-0. So that's not really levitation. But yeah, I give City their spoils, but Amos K, who are still the UCL champions? Who are still the Champions League winners? I'm sorry. It is what it is. As much as they hate it, we're still the Champions League winners. LT says, where was the end goal tonight? Smile more. He had a bad game. He had a bad game. He had a bad game. And I'm not going to deny it, man. It doesn't bode well for his Ballon d'Or argument, you know. And the banner you have to make, because I know in banner you've been saying, oh, Kante. That's because it's a big game. It's a big game. It's at the crib. That doesn't bode well for a guy who's trying to make an argument for winning the Ballon d'Or, because Kante was not good. Kante was not good. And that's, see, for me, I can still be. I have to be brutally honest, because football is my thing. And as much as I love Kante and Kante has done his thing, bro, he lost the ball many times. Horrible passes. His passing was going wayward. It's just not the Kante we're used to, because Kante is the guy who we know that is excellent at decision making. Excellent. He wasn't that today, bro. From your boy Casey, who's a Barca fan, by the way. CCL, and I've seen it twice, and I've seen twice as many CLs as you. Do you know what a treble is? Or winning something without destroying Russian working class? Casey, that's interesting. So Casey, let me respond to you right now. Do you know what it means to be relevant? Recently, Casey, we don't get beat 4-0, 4-1. Chelsea have never been beat 8-2. Never. Chelsea have never been beat 8-2 in a single game. You're referring to stuff that happened 1,000 years ago, before anybody was born, when Dragons used to roam there. Casey, what have you done this year? What did you do last year? What did you do 2 years ago? Casey, have some respect when you're talking to the current UCL winners. Whether you like it or not, we are the Champions League winners. We are hoping that you can beat Levante. Okay? We are hoping you can beat Cadiz. Okay, we're hoping you can beat Granada. So worry about those dudes. We'll worry about trying to defend that UCL title. There are levels here. Please, Casey, don't stop referring to stuff that happened 1,000 years ago. Thank you. From JJ Bridge says, Timo wasn't bad today. Our midfield plus Aspie were misplacing passes, and Tuchel was too defensive. Big up, though. JJ Bridge, I've got to keep it a stack, bro. I've got to keep it a stack. Timo was... You have to control the ball. How many times did he have his back to the goal? Diaz was up against him and he just lost the ball. There was an opportunity where he receives the ball. Typical Timo, head down, just run straight. You could easily just hold the ball up, look up, and make a better pass and a better decision. He is just so limited mentally, psychologically in what he does. It is frustrating to watch him. He's frustrated to watch. So gotta give it gotta keep it a stack, bro. I've got to expect more from the dude, man. Gotta expect more from the dude, man. I'm sorry, man. But yes, way too defensive. And I think that it made sense. I feel where Tuchel got wrong is that he should have made a change in the second half, because it was so bad in that first half. He should have made a change immediately in the second half. Okay, bring up Werner, put in a Havertz, bring on Loftus-Cheek. He should have drastically made a change in the second half, because I was shocked when the second half started and it was still the same line. I was like, no. This is not a thing that will get better. It was out of sorts in the first half that you had to come in after halftime and make a different change, bro. Your boy Gatlock, man. Thank you for the dub, Gatlock. Today's a good day. Chelsea lose. United lost their third in 4 to pedophile West Park and Aston Village. Jesus. And attacking Virgins lose. CCL, Ole, and Griezmann sacks. Wait, did Atletico Madrid lose? Wow. Atletico lost to Alaves 1-0. Wow, 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 wow. And Gatlock, what I'll say to that is if you remove and also no. Gatlock, it's called a UCL. Gatlock, I don't know what I don't know what a CCL is. I know what a UCL is. I know what the UEFA Champions League is. I know what Havertz going around Edison, putting it into an empty net. I know what that is. All right. I know what that is. Havertz. He brings City fans nightmares. I know that. So respect the UCL champions, but yeah, Griezmann. I dare Atletico to go trophyless the season that Griezmann joins them, and I dare Man United to go trophyless under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because I think the only thing that makes this day good to sort of handle is United losing, man. That just makes things just a little bit better to sort of handle is United losing, man. And let's get into these other jobs, man. So where are we at? Where are we at? King Mani says May 29, May 29, May 29, May 29th. Respect your kings. Umbani, that's all you need to say. Umbani, all you need to, anybody that tries to talk slick is May 29th, UCL winners, Harvard said what's up. The loss, it's a bad loss. It's a bad loss. City outplayed Chelsea. City dominated Chelsea. City humbled Chelsea. It's one game. It's one game. See, if this happened in the UCL final, this would be very hard to see. If this kind of game happened in the UCL final, oh, this would give me nightmares. I would have nightmares. Like I wouldn't be able to be like, this would be very, very difficult to accept. If Chelsea lost like this in a UCL final. But the thing about it is that it's a loss. Bro, they're like, we're 6 games in. We're 6 games in. There's still 30 or so more games to come. So guys just have to relax, man. Trey K, thank you for the dub. I blame you, HH. You jinxed it on Twitter yesterday. Trey, let me level with you, bro. I truly did not believe Chelsea would be this bad. Okay, guys, okay, fine. You can hate on me, call me a jinx and so forth. I really did not believe that Chelsea would be this bad. I didn't believe that they'll be. It's what are the chances that somehow Chelsea would just put forth literally their worst performance that they've ever had? This is what it is. It's literally their worst performance that they've ever had, man. So what can you say, bro? What the hell can you say, man? I don't blame my jinx. From Dajo RAF says HH is high pressure the tactic to counter Chelsea. No. This was because my thing is you don't have Ziyech, you don't have Mounts, and I think that you have to realize that Chelsea played particularly badly today. They played badly today. Because my thing is, you have to understand Chelsea have a squad. So, okay, let's say that we play this game again. Maybe he now has Mounts with Werner. Maybe he now has Ziyech with Werner. And maybe he now has Loftus-Cheek in the middle. Because I think what you saw from those 50 minutes is Loftus-Cheek has the upper body strength, the ability, and the confidence to still receive the ball while under pressure and be able to drift past players. See, Jorginho can't do that. I still believe Kante can do it, but obviously not to the same degree that, let's say, a Loftus-Cheek or a Kovac or like a Kovacic can. So I just think that for Tuchel, he will say, you know what, I maybe made the wrong call here in terms of personnel. I should have brought Loftus-Cheek into this game much. Like, I would have loved to see Loftus-Cheek at the start of the second half. Because what you just needed is just one guy to be confident to receive the ball and turn. Because that's what happens. Because with every tactic, there's an advantage and a disadvantage. So obviously, the issue with the City high press is they put you under a lot of pressure when you receive the ball and force you into a mistake. But my thing is that if you're able to beat the press, they're screwed. They're screwed. If there's one player who's able to receive the ball, take the ball, turn, drift past players, that now takes 2-3 players out of it, and suddenly they're now on the back foot and now in a strong transitional play. But the issue is So many Chelsea players in position were just so bad on the ball, but also City did well defensively. They did well defensively. Rodri, Diaz, Laporte, they put a number on Chelsea's players. They put a number on Chelsea's players, man. So, look, but I go back to the start of what I was saying, which is and that's like a question you have to ask myself is okay, like, look at what City did to Chelsea in this game. Why didn't they do this in the final? And you can't tell me that, oh, De Bruyne, no, De Bruyne wasn't a key reason as to why they played like this. No. Like, remember, when you look at this game, there was no Sterling, you know. Okay, fine, they didn't have Grealish, but just it's their approach to this game, specifically with obviously having a DM in there. You say to yourself that, like, what was Pep thinking, not having this approach on May 29th in the UCL final? Because see, my thing is, this is just why this is so bad for Chelsea, because the way that this game went was how I felt Chelsea could win. Okay, City are going to have the ball. When Chelsea now receive the ball, they'll hit them in transition. So what I'm now have to give Pep is knowing what the danger was, which is that we could be hot really badly in transition. They defensively said what's up and got their handle on dudes, which was key. Now, of course, look, people are going to look at the whole Lukaku thing. And guys, I said this when Chelsea bought Lukaku. Lukaku is not built for the big games. He's just not. And I don't need Lukaku to be built for the big games. I need Lukaku to help with the overall effort of trying to get Chelsea these trophies. You know, that's just that's just all I need, just to try and get Chelsea these trophies. But I think for Lukaku, he has to accept that. Yeah, this was a difficult game to play. This is a difficult game to play because there was hardly any service, and Chelsea got dominated for the high bulk of the game. So if you're a striker, particularly like a lone striker, and a team got dominated in the way that they did, there's very little that you can do. But the narrative will continue that against Tottenham, against Liverpool, now against City, against the top teams, Lukaku hasn't showed up and said what's up as a striker. But it is what it is. But now look at Jesus. Because when Jesus started, I was like, because I was expecting Mahrez. Hence why the fear was, oh my gosh, Mahrez up against Marcus Alonso, that's going to be problematic because Mahrez is going to give him a headache. Hence why, oh Lord, let's really guy help him. So Jesus didn't really give them a lot of issues, but this is what Pep is looking for that strike or that finisher. Because yes, it was a deflection, but Jesus still got himself in that position to say what's up. Because I told you, it's going to be very few teams are going to score more than one goal against Chelsea because the defense is so strong. The defense is so strong, and that's what they are. Because for me, if it didn't broke, don't fix it. Chelsea are a team that starts and begins with the defense and builds on all the way through. So you have to give Jesus credit because he had several guys around him and still managed to squeeze in a shot that created the situation that led to the deflection that led to the goal. You know, and because Jesus has been a guy who's been maligned, he's not a star striker, and I don't think that Jesus is going to end up being the kind of guy that we thought that he was. But it's a huge dub because that's a big goal. That's a big goal. That's a huge goal because this game, if Jesus doesn't score that, this game ends 0-0. Let's keep it rolling. If it ends 0-0, if Jesus doesn't score that, it ends 0-0. So, your boy Thanos City says, quadruple on again, dynasty in the making. Thanos City, you say quadruple is on again. Do you know that there is a danger of being reactionary? Don't be reactionary. That's what I'm saying. And this is my advice to you, man. Don't be reactionary because this is one game. Like when City lost against Tottenham, guys are like, oh my gosh, City are finished. They're done. Blah, 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 blah. Tottenham are going to be amazing. City are all done. And then, boom, look at how things have just changed from the very first game. So and you know what I've always said about Man City? City, their best chance of winning the Champions League is to not focus on the quadruple. If I was advising Pep and Man City, scrap the Papa John's Cup and focus on the league, the cup, and the Champions League. Because it is asking too much of these players to go out on all four fronts. I think that is something that will be always holding them back. A quadruple is physically impossible. It can't be won. You can't do a quadruple. And look, see, I will never deny that Pep is a very good coach. And what you saw in this game is a guy who studied very specifically how he wanted his team to roll. It's a guy who studied very specifically how he wanted this team to roll. Okay, I think we got your boy Ford up in this piece, man. Well, we're going to bring your boy Ford. He studied specifically how he wanted this team to roll. And what he saw in that game was coaching. And I will never deny that when Pep Guardiola wants to tactically prepare for a game and prepare a team for a game, he's money. He can do his thing, And I just think that, you see, when we look at this game, you're looking at waiting. Is it Chelsea bad? City amazing? Is it more so of City being so amazing they made Chelsea look bad? Or is it the case of Chelsea should have performed better? And I am leaning more towards that. Yes, City definitely made it difficult for Chelsea. I know Kante can do better. I think for me, it's specifically Kante. You see, with Kovacic and Jorginho, I don't expect that much from them. But for Kante, that was disappointing because I know that Kante is very good on the ball, and Kante, as we saw in the Champions League, is the kind of guy that can come in and really change the course of a game just by himself. Hence why he is... Think of this. Kante is Chelsea's most important player. So when your most important player has a bad game like this and is taken out the way that he was by Man City, it's a problem. Forward. Talk to me, man. Forward. Forward, bro.
Not a great start to the weekend, man. Not a great start, but it is what it is, man. It can happen.
Hopefully, Joshua doesn't lose, man, because then that will just be.
Oh boy. Oh no, that's when it gets political, man. I mean, we need Brentford to do us a favor. Obviously, there's some big UFC fights on after the midnight, but yeah, Joshua needs to come free. But it can happen, man. Not a great night at the office. Obviously, we'll go into it in more detail, but I'm easy. It's annoying losing big games, but it's not quite panic stations, is it? So,
but this is what I was trying to. Is it more a case of City were so good they made Chelsea look bad, or Chelsea underperformed?
I think it's 60-40. I think for me, I can't lie, coming away from that game, I was very impressed with Man City. I think they pressed incredibly aggressive in the first 25-30 minutes, and I thought, you know what, they're aggressive, and they did something similar in the Champions League final, but we were able to get out more. And I just assumed that they would maybe be able to give away a little bit, they wouldn't be able to sustain that for the whole game. But I think other than the last 5 minutes of the first half and when maybe the last 10 minutes of the second half, their press was consistent all throughout the game. I mean, they were incredible there. Obviously, their quality was very good. They snuffed out quite a lot of our counter-attacks. So I think I have to give a lot of credit to City today. But obviously with Chelsea, there's obviously mistakes that were made, which we'll get into. Mistakes were made tactically. I think technically we weren't executing a lot of things as well. So it was unfortunate.
Loftus-Cheek has to start.
Yeah,
I think what he did in those 10-15 minutes shows me that he has to start. But I think I do get your point, though, that I was very impressed by how Man City played. And I think this is why it shows, what I said before you came on, that this clearly shows that Pep studied where they failed in the UCL final, and then he proved upon that. Because it just seems as if he studied how Chelsea moved the ball around and studied, okay, how do we nullify Kante? How do we not nullify Alonso? How do we sort of the supply chain to Lukaku? How did Werner halt us? Because remember, what they did with Werner is don't make him run. don't make him run. Don't give him any space and play and make sure that he plays with his back to goal. So just because for me, what was most impressive was how they were set up without the ball. So we just made it difficult for Chelsea, but at the same time, you expect more from guys like Kante and so forth. Let me quickly take this on Mr. Tip Zonaiman, thank you for the dub. Says, as a Liverpool fan, I will say that Chelsea will have to win at least 30 games to challenge for the title. City look to be in the mood. I mean, for me, it's a marathon. It's a marathon because this is one game. Like, City look great today. They didn't look great against Southampton, which was their previous game. So my thing is that everything is going to ebb and flow. It's going to ebb and flow. So it's going to be very hard for us to see a full picture until we come to December, January, and so forth. So there's going to be many stops and starts. So guys, it's a marathon. It's a marathon, and it's like a story that's going to have many twists and turns, and we'll only get the full picture of the story when we now get deeper into the thing. Before, go for it, bro.
So I think the most important thing from a Chelsea perspective is to look at what didn't work today. And I think with our system, we were very pragmatic. And I think for a start, we're going to analyze individuals. I thought defensively, the keeper Mendy made some great saves. He was quality for us. And our defenders, they defended well. I think we showed again why we're probably the best defensive team in Europe, if not undisputedly the best. But in terms of
also,
actually playing
the goal was a deflection. The goal was a deflection. So
and the goal was a deflection. I mean, if you really look at it, Mendy made a great save from Grealish 1v1. There was also the save that just went past the post, which was a great save. But Mendy didn't have to make that many saves, which again shows us how well we defended because Man City had wave after wave after wave of attacks. So we done well in that aspect. But then it was actually about how we sustain attacks ourselves, or how we build. And obviously, when we tried to play it to the strikers, they didn't hold it up the best today. To be honest, I thought Werner had a pretty good game for his standard. Lukaku less so, but again, they weren't.
No, Ford. I don't want to hear anything about for his standard. Talk objectively. Did Werner have a good game? But say, I don't want to hear for his standard. Just tell me what kind of game did he have based on football. Not for his standard.
Okay, I thought he had
don't qualifiers.
I thought based on if you're looking at the team, how the team performed, I thought Werner was our better performance today, in my opinion. But again, obviously, we still struggled to hold the ball and actually sustain attacks in the final third. I think that was the main issue today. Well, that was one of the main issues today. And for me, the main issue, right, is because, we conceded we want to let Man City have a lot of possession today. That's fine. We want to defend deep. And we backed ourselves to defend most of their attacks, which we did. But we didn't then sustain many attacks. We found it very difficult to pass through their press. And also the biggest problem for me today was there was no pressing from us today. We had no pressing. We paid them way too much respect. And I get at times you got to sit in that 5-3-2 defensively and you just got to sit. And then we try our best to get out to their fullbacks who were their free men. But then when it was opportunity for us to go and press them high, which we did in the Champions League final, we did it away at Man City. We did it in the FA Cup game. We didn't press them. We didn't change into a 5-2-3 shape off the ball and then press them until Havertz came on. And I think that was my biggest issue with today, because without that pressing, it was just too comfortable for Man City to then keep the ball, play at their pace, and then when they lose it, then press us high up the pitch.
But I think the fear, which is why I said maybe there was a lack of confidence, because maybe the fear was, if you now push up and press, they will now be able to now pass in behind the space that we live in.
Yes, and that's the thing I want to get to as well. I 100% agree. And sometimes it happened. There was one instance when we did play a bit more aggressive. Alonso played a long ball with his right foot and we lost it. And then they hit us in transition and they almost created a chance. And I think Rudiger did some good defending to stop us. And that's kind of the game you got to play. That's kind of the give and take with pressing. If you press a bit more, you give a team like Man City and just generally Pep teams who are very good in transition. Yes, Pep teams usually have a lot of the ball, so they don't counter teams often, but they're very good in transition. Especially you've got players like De Bruyne, Foden, Bernardo Silva. They're all great ball carriers. But that's the risk you got to play, because what we did in the Champions League final, look at that game. There were times when Rudiger made a last interception, and I believe it was Foden that would have went in. Aspilicueta made a attack, a clearance off, not off the line, but cutting out a pass along the box. The point I'm trying to make, HH, is that when you defend higher up the pitch, you can concede more chances, but then also you create more chances, because we created a lot more chances in the Champions League final, and we just didn't do that today.
But remember, though, is even if you're playing high up and so forth, in that Champions League final, there were two. So you had Havertz, Werner, and Mount. But the only two attack-minded guys was really Werner and Lukaku. So once you have Werner and Lukaku, there's only one way you're going to play, which is sit deep and counter through Werner's speed. So you needed another attacking member in there to say what's about. I want to also say one quick thing. Shout out to your boy Miss Bination says Chelsea. Thank you for the dog, bro. Chelsea needs a guy like Vinicius to make things happen. Creates for Lukaku. And you see forward, this is a huge issue that Chelsea have, and I saw this in the previous game. And that's why you saw glimpses of this with your boy Loftus-Cheek.
Ruben, yep.
My thing is, if you're being pressed, that's fine. Do you know the people that love you to press them? That's a guy like Messi. That's a guy like Ronaldinho, dribblers. Because what dribblers don't want is for you to now sit back. What dribblers want is, come towards me, then I'm going to drift past you. And as I drift past you, you're not going to leave that space in behind you. So the issue here is there were not enough Chelsea players who had enough ability on the ball to be like, fine, I'm under pressure. I can now, like there was one instance where Kovacic just drifted past two players, suddenly there was space. But there was not really enough of that. So my thing though is, yes, City did, their pressing game was really, really good. But man, I was disappointed with the individual performances, man. Like, you've got to do better. Like, Kante, I know you can do better, bro. I know you can do better.
Yeah.
Sorry, your boy MT says, best defense in Europe, 10 at the back, blue West Brom. MC, this guy is a City fan, by the way, who said that City would beat Chelsea 3-0 in the UCL final. MC, keep crying, bro. Keep crying. J. Jokin says, Chelsea need a striker, not a WWE wrestler. J. Jokin is a Man United fan. Ford, I think United lost, 1-0 to Aston Villa at home?
No. Bruno got a late penalty, so obviously he scores all those penalties in it. So, I think they equalized, right? Or did he miss? You're telling me Bruno missed? Hold on, let me check. Wait, Bruno missed? Oh,
you're joking.
My days. No.
He missed the penalty.
Wait, Ronaldo was on the pitch as well. Wait, what? Hold up. I mean, HH, if you didn't know, they got a late penalty. And Ronaldo shirked it, bro. And I've even seen the video, yeah. Martinez said to Ronaldo, take the penalty, bro. He said, take the penalty. Why are you ducking? He literally was saying to Ronaldo, take the penalty. But I think Ronaldo let Bruno take it. And then guess what happened, bro? Bruno ran up. He didn't even do his hop, skip, and a jump thing, yeah. He just blasted it over the bar, bro. Mad.
Wait. Why didn't Cristiano take it?
I don't know. I don't know how they won it. Maybe Bruno won it, but it's mad. It's mad.
Look, Man United fans, you shouldn't be talking at all. You should not be talking at all, bro. Wow. Your boy, Amuske says, Daniel Maldini, another one in the lineage. Well, we'll see, bro. We'll see. I think, look, there's a bit too much pressure on him to follow in his footsteps. He's not going to emulate Paulo Maldini. That's not going to happen. But he has to just pretty much be his own man. But like
sorry, HH, can we go back to the earlier super chat? Just talking about Vinicius.
Yes.
Like I like again, it's good because this is not just with hindsight, because we talked about it on Thursday about the lack of creativity in Chelsea's side, and like we haven't got those individual players who can go past players, because like we identified today, the biggest issue was the press. We didn't sustain attacks well. And now when you're coming under being pressed heavily by a team, you need guys who can go past players 1v1. And you know what, Kovacic is pretty decent under pressure. But like Jorginho, like look at Jorginho, right? He's good under pressure in terms of like passing to players and like taking it 1-2 touch. But he can't go past them, man. Kante, no, he's good under pressure, like in your first third in terms of like helping you build play, but not through like taking the player on. You can't do that. Kante was okay today, but by his standards in big games, he was well off of that standard.
No.
And then you look at our two strikers; they're just two running behind strikers. Yes, Lukaku can hold her up a bit, but none of them have got like great feet to go past the man. And when the guy brings up somebody like a Vinicius, that's what we lack. Again, other than Hudson-Odoi, he doesn't get chances to play. Look at our other attackers; they're not guys who can go past players 1v1. They're not guys with great feet or like great skills or great dribbling. Like they're not those kind of guys. Like Mount. Not that kind of guy. Havertz, not that kind of guy. Ziyech, I thought he could be that guy, but he isn't. obviously Pulisic is injured, and we've not really seen that top level of Pulisic since the lockdown period. So I understand that guy's point of view completely. We do miss a guy like a Vinicius, someone who can just take players on. Like, look at our prime Hazard. That's what this team ultimately is missing. This team needs that one guy who can be the link from midfield to attack, carry attacks, and then feed Lukaku.
I always said that I would take Hazard. I always said that I would take Hazard. Red Devil Studio, I've sent you a invitation to join. I need you to explain Man United.
Yeah, get him in there.
Red Devil Studio. Red Devil Studio. Check your Twitter DM. I need you in here to explain what happened to those guys. But yeah, but look, it's.
All right, let me message him as well, man. He's got to get in there.
No,
he's got to get in there.
But Ford is that look, it was. Like I was shocked by what
bad
happened.
The office, man.
It was a really. You see, my thing is that for guys at the end of the day, a UCL final is a UCL final, man. So we won the most important game, bro.
Look. Okay. Maybe,
no. Don't say okay. Don't try and be slick. Don't try and be slick.
Okay. Maybe yesterday I overdid it with certain things. Okay, like you know, I think I went too far. Like yesterday, like it was supposed to be controlled juju, but it just sort of overspilled and then backfired. That's basically what happened. So
wait, so hold up. Any City fans who want to come in and talk, send me a DM. Any City fans who want to come in and talk, fine, I'm open to anyone. Send me a DM in Twitter and I'll bring you in. Any City fans who want to come, send me a DM in Twitter. Red Devil, talk about this, bro. Talk, please.
Like I said, it was uncontrolled juju, man. This is garbage performance, like garbage. Like,
and he's still gonna keep his job. I think
that if he loses to Villarreal, like he actually could be sacked. I think if he loses to Villarreal, there's a chance that he probably could be sacked. So, well.
Wait. Also, because I didn't see the game. What happened with the penalty thing? Because Ford said that Cristiano wanted to take it.
I didn't if I'm honest, I only watched because I was watching a stream and it was kind of it cuts in because it obviously wasn't
whoa. A legal stream, by the way, a legal stream. Yes.
You know, relatively legal.
No, legal. Okay,
legal.
So I could watch legal.
So I didn't actually see the penalty. I was just seeing people like the descriptive comments. So, but to be honest, it just I'm not mad about it because at the end of the day, it's like I said, I think yesterday, I was like, it's a full. I think someone put a super chat about why City lost or something. They're like, oh, someone missed a penalty, etc. It's like you have 90 minutes to win the game. So I don't blame Bruno that we lost the game because Bruno missed a penalty. I blame terrible tactics from Oli. The players just don't really seem to sort of be at it, and it's not good enough, you know. So, and I think ultimately it comes to the manager. And fundamentally, I think if he does lose to Villarreal, you know, then he could be on the chopping window because the board I know would at least want him to at least qualify from the Champions League group at least. I mean, from a points point of view, table wise, I don't think it makes a massive difference in terms of top four and stuff like that in the long run.
Oh yeah. It's early days.
So like I said, I still think regardless of United will get top four, and that's obviously enough for the Glazers. So, but I think that if we're seeing really bad Champions League performances on top of inconsistent Premier League performances, then maybe he might be sacked. I basically the Villarreal game on Tuesdays is big. If he wins that convincingly, he saves his job. If he loses that, there's going to be questions.
So I'm sure you know how they say here. So Amos K says 7-2-1 formation, negative football.
It was. To be honest, I was surprised how negative it was. Like it was a lot more negative than I thought that Tuchel would go. And you know, at the same time, Man City did work really, really hard to win the ball backs. Anytime Chelsea tried to play, because we know we called that Werner was going to start. So I think that was right. I don't think the counter-attacking tactic was wrong, but but the problem was that like City,
it wasn't executed. I mean,
it
because
wasn't executed well. It wasn't executed well.
And also, like, look, because see, forward said, "Oh, Werner was one of Chelsea's best performers." Bro, can you control a freaking ball?
Yeah,
can you just control and trap the ball? Like, because my thing is that City were smart. They were like, okay, make sure that he can't turn and face us. Make sure that he plays with his back to goal. Yeah. And because he doesn't have strong upper body strength, it was easy money. Yeah. Easy money. Just dispossessing him. So,
and actually, Lukaku was man marked out of the game, which is what one of the things I thought was going to happen. So, if you know.
So, I mean, were you surprised by how the game turned out?
I was surprised because even when United played City, we've not been like that defensive. Like that's, you know, that's for me what surprised me was like, if you're going to play that way, it has to at least be a plan to counterattack, whether that's on the wings or whatever, you know. So there's got to be some sort of movement up, and I just didn't see that with Chelsea. Like they certainly didn't. There wasn't any width. You know, there was just nothing. You know, it was just like it was almost like old school 4-4-2. Because at times watching a game, I'm thinking, is he playing with like 2-4 banks, like West Ham, or Crystal Palace, where they literally put 2 full banks back, and he tried to lob it up to Werner to try and control for Lukaku, etc. That's just what surprised me. I was like, it was a lot more negative than I thought, man.
What I will say is just like coming on that is it was like the thing is we defended similarly in the Champions League final. It's just we were able to get out a lot more because we had more outlets. And with this team, we just weren't able to retain possession. Ford, remember, we didn't press well at all.
And Ford, remember, they didn't have a DM. So that changes things greatly. So
yes, that does make a difference, and perhaps that's why they were able to press. I mean, that's why maybe they were able to press so effectively as they did. I think some players like Bernardo Silva was incredible in there with his energy levels, and they penned us in a lot, and we couldn't get out. And I think one big issue was, I think in the wide areas, we didn't have the legs. Like I think Alonso, yes, he's had a pretty good start to the season, but today he was terrible, and the lack of athleticism going up the left wing meant that even when Werner did get it, he was able to get some space. There was hardly any support. It was just Lukaku ahead of him, and then nobody else who could really catch up to the play. So I thought that was one of the big issues, that we just didn't have those legs in wide areas.
So Gatlock, you know you're an Arsenal fan. so my thing is that you can't just be you're an Arsenal fan. So say today is Humility Day. Yeah, say HHR this hashtag be humble. You're still near the relegation zone. So see, you can't come and be like, no, everyone has a team. You're an Arsenal fan. So there's not that much you can say towards Chelsea or Man United when Arsenal haven't even sniffed glory for like the last 3,000 years. So Gatlock, relax.
Humility Day, he's experiencing humility season, bro. It's long for him.
He's humility decade. Wait, did this actually happen?
I didn't see the video.
Apparently, like Emi Martinez was telling Cristiano to take the penalty. I'm like, why did he take it?
Yeah. I didn't. I mean, to be honest, Bruno Fernandes has been Manchester United's star penalty. It's like the whole Noble thing all over again. Like, why did Noble come on and take the penalty and people like things? At the end of the day, like Bruno's been taking United's penalties for goodness knows how long, and he's been very good at them. And although Ronaldo is very good at penalty taking, like I would always defer to the go-to penalty taker anyway. I wouldn't have minded either or, but I don't see it as like, it was a terrible decision that Bruno took the penalty. No, that's garbage. Like Bruno has been successful taking penalty. He's missed maybe one, I think, out of how many 20 or so he's taken. So no, it's that. I don't think you can blame that decision. What do you want to say to you guys in forward?
What I would say with that is,
sorry, I was just one thing we're going forward is that do you think that after this game that the narrative, especially from the English press, is going to be that because a certain Mason Mount wasn't playing in this game, providing that do you think that like that's
no? Because did you know why? If they say that, then I'll say, what did you do in this Spurs game? Because in this Spurs game, he was garbage. Got taken off, and then boom. We also what happened? wait, hold on. Wait, it's just that I can't share the video because obviously I'll probably be taken down. But shout out to whoever said that I should check my DM. They actually showed basically. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send me the message. Yes.
Yeah. I'll send you the message. Basically, he basically is pointing to Cristiano, pointing to him, and they're pushing him away. He's basically pointing to him, and then eventually, like for some reason, he doesn't take it. Bruno puts it down. It flies over. But still then turns around and basically starts doing the dance. But just on a psychological tip, that's interesting though, because my thing is, if a keeper is saying, "I want you to take it,"
yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah,
because see, that's why I actually want to discuss that tonight, like on the hangouts, because I'm like, I would so expect Cristiano to take it, because it was like, oh, you're egging me on to take it and so forth. Because come on, you see, that just shows brass balls. Because like, let's keep it real, a penalty 9 times out of 10 is scored. 9 times out of 10 is scored. So for Cristiano, I'm like, why wouldn't you take the penalty and go to him and just say, "Yo, what up?" So why wouldn't he take it?
Like I said, I don't know whether it's because Bruno is a de facto penalty taker. Like I've got the funny thing is that like
but sorry. I thought that not only would he take the number 7 jersey, I don't assume that he's taking penalties. Like
no, I don't because you
we
saw
have a discussion of like no because
we saw in the game in game, for example, that like him and Bruno were sharing the free kicks, for example. So both all taking free kicks. So clearly, I think there's maybe they're both Portuguese, I don't know, whatever, but there's clearly some agreement that they are going to alternate things. I don't know. Or maybe ever since the whole Ronaldo, the Rashford Martial incident or whatever that happened a while back, like where like they were like, oh, we don't know who's taking the penalty, they just decide on the field. Whether Ollie's just been like, no, I'm just going to stick to the one penalty taker. It's going to be Bruno, always Bruno. That's just how it is until something fat happens. Personally, I think that's what will happen.
But if it's you, would you still want Bruno taking penalties, knowing that this is a guy who we know?
I think, to be honest, recently, overall, I think Bruno's record penalty takers has been better than Ronaldo's. Ronaldo had missed a few penalties at Juve, so I have no problem with Bruno taking them because his record currently compared to Ronaldo's has been slightly better. So either or, I didn't mind, to be honest. I don't think, at the end of the day, United didn't lose this game because of a missed penalty. They lost the game because of poor tactics, and the players just didn't really turn up. And you have McFred in the midfield at the end of the day. So, and the one thing I will give to Ollie, as a small excuse is that we did have 2 defensive injuries. And so if you have 2 defensive injuries and you want to at least change the game, there is a limit how you can change the game if you have to replace your left back and your centre back and you only have 1 sub. So it limited his ability to change in game with that. So that could be a small excuse, but he still needs to do better.
Which players were injured?
Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because I thought the thing that Luke Shaw got thinking of. So look, so just before we just round this out of here and so forth, man, is that how much Chelsea? How much does this? What does this say for the Premier League moving forward? Is this a big kind of win for Man City in the manner that they won, or because it comes so early, it's not going to really have much of an effect moving forward?
For me, I looked at this game as like just a massive opportunity to really dent City because this is a massive week for them.
It could have been.
I know it was a real chance to because for me, we're still the hunters in this league race. Like Man City are still like quote unquote the favourites due to them being the reigning champions, and it would have been a great opportunity to beat them, go 6 points clear in a week where they got to then play PSG and then Liverpool away. So
exactly,
I think this was more about the confidence of City, and this is no doubt going to boost their confidence. So good for them. for us, it highlights some of our deficiencies that some of us have been talking about as fans, like our lack of creativity. Our press was quite poor today, but we'll come again. It's not a great day. Obviously, it's helped by the fact that United also dropped points, and we'll see how Liverpool do in a tough game away at Brentford. So we'll see. But yeah, things so early for us to improve. I think the players behind Lukaku generally have to improve. I mean, yes, I think Werner was one of our better performers today, but again, he's still got to actually improve and show that he can do it consistently, like actually put in top performances and score goals. Because if he got a chance today, who knows if he would have scored or he would have missed again. So yeah, things for us to certainly improve upon, but not panic stations yet by any means. Again, we got to go to Juventus away. Hopefully, that's a chance where we see Ruben start because he looked bright off the bench. He was great against Villa.
I didn't actually know Ruben was start the club. I actually thought you guys sold him, or was it you sent him on loan? I genuinely legit thought when I saw him, I was like, "Is Ruben at the club still?"
Oh no, yeah. No. See, my thing is that he has to like this loyalty to Jorginho, Kovacic thing. Relax. You see, for me, it should always be a meritocracy. It should always be a meritocracy. Look, see, my thing is, I think.
Do you think Ruben should have come on?
He did come on. He came on with 15 minutes to go. It's just he couldn't come.
She said, "Do you think he should come on earlier?"
100%. The thing is, he could have come on earlier, but we lost Reece James in the first half to injury, so we only had 2 subs in the second half. So it was one of those ones that were kind of like you don't want to go too early with the subs in and be left with another injury late when you're chasing the game. So I get it.
See, I mean, my thing is, I think, to be honest, from when we were having that conversation yesterday about the Premier League and so forth, the way things are looking, I think that I'm not too sure about United now because of Ole. I think with
I'm not. I said that from the start, but sorry, go on.
No, because I thought reverse psychology, reverse strings, but being real, I was like, yes, Christian's going to get 2 goals, but if a manager tactically can't set his team up, and if you're not able to beat guys like Aston Villa and so forth, and look, if not for that De Gea save, that would be points dropped again against West Ham as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but so my thing is that if they're not bringing someone new, maybe. So if Ole is in there, I think that could be the hindrance. Liverpool, if they get an injury, I mean,
can I just add to the question quickly with regards to Ole? Just because my thing is with United, like as rival fans, we all want Ole to stay because we don't think he's up to it as a manager. And with your squad, you have as many, if not more, world-class players than Chelsea, certainly in attacking areas. So my thing is, you say that if he loses to Villarreal, the pressure's going to be on. He might get sacked, but he just signed a new 3-year deal in the summer. Like, that's something that you do to back somebody. Then he was backed in the transfer window with Sancho and Varane. You then also got Ronaldo when the pressure was on for maybe Man City to go and buy him. So even if you lose to Villarreal, let's say in the week, yes, the pressure's on, but are the board really going to sack somebody? They just gave a 3-year contract. I don't see that happening.
No.
But you said they would sack him though.
I said it's a possibility because I think it's more based on the combination of his Champions League performances and his league performances. So if he loses, the fact that he's lost, because that would be 3 back-to-back home losses in different competitions. I think then if he then goes on the weekend and then lose, then you're thinking, okay, there's basically a problem here. Because the thing is, back in last season when he was struggling, I think we had a similar thing when we lost to, I don't know, it was Crystal Palace at home or whatever. But the thing is that then the following week or whatever, he won against PSG. So it's kind of you lost to Crystal Palace at home, but and then the same thing happened. And then he picked 5 against Leipzig, so that and there was rumors that he was going to be sacked last season again if we lost to Everton, and then he didn't, and then he went on one unbeaten run or whatever. That is the thing about Ole. There is the players love the guy, and so if there's a threat that the dude might be sacked, the players just pull their asses out, and then United will go on and win 10 games or whatever, and Ole just usually come and he survives. What I've noticed so far in this season, with the games I've seen Manchester United, is that even the games that we won, we overall have not played that well for a good 90 minutes. Even having a good second half, we haven't played that, and we're going to get exposed, and we're exposed today. So I just think that if we have a really, really bad performance against Villarreal, the board might start asking questions. But as everyone said, it's still you know, at the end of the day, like even if Liverpool win today, you're still only 3 points from first. So I'm not saying you're not going to win the league, but from a point,
it's
point of view,
early. It's early.
still
Like
early days. So like
it's early because City started very badly
Yeah.
last season, and then they ended up winning this. So my
Yeah,
thing is,
City
it's all
lost
about
to-
momentum. It's all about momentum and
lost
what
to
you
Spurs,
do.
you know, so
It's what you do over like a large course of games. Hence why, look, I still feel that it is nobody can see the future. It is way too early to start to really build a picture as to how things are going to go, because very quickly a team can just go into a bad run of form and just things can just mess up. I just think that for Chelsea, I'm a little bit worried in terms of playmaking and creativity, specifically for Lukaku and so forth. So
it'll be interesting because I think Chelsea's next game is against Southampton, and it'd be very interesting, like given how Southampton played against City,
and United,
how Chelsea will go about trying to create and trying to break down like a organized like Southampton. I'm not saying you're going to lose, but given the results they got against City and United, Southampton, and what we saw today, do Chelsea have that against like a Southampton side? I think you'll learn a lot from that game, because I think if Chelsea struggle to beat Southampton, then I don't know whether that bodes well from a title challenge point of view going in late into the season.
I think it'll be interesting to see how we look. Obviously, the results are important at this stage, but they're not as pivotal as, let's say, April or May. But certainly how we look in terms of chance creation against a very well-drilled 4-4-2 team, like that's going to be a tough game, man. So it'll be interesting to see if, like, by then, the likes of Ruben gets an opportunity. Maybe Hudson, although he is a creative dribbler. Maybe if Mount is brought back into the fold, can he take his opportunity? Same with Ziyech, same with Havertz. So very, very interesting, man. Very, very interesting.
So no, look. All I'm saying, look, man. It's a marathon. It's a long season to go ahead, man.
Exactly. Hashtag full strength. Hashtag full strength, man.
Look. We'll just wait. Chelsea will get back on track against Juventus, man. Guys, we'll see you tonight, and we're going to discuss a lot more in the hangout, specifically Martinez, Cristiano, and those bros. We'll see you guys tonight in the hangout. Peace.